we must all do what we can and need to do to stay safe on our roads. And let me now turn to two topical matters. At issue is the public discussion around the President's schedule. This past week and the President's appearance at a Ntabanyoni Cattle Stud event on Friday evening, the 3rd of February. Let me once again emphasize that the President is fully seized and committed to his oath of office and the day-to-day tasks of leading the nation out of the difficulties we face. In the State of the Nation address on the 9th of February, the President said, and I quote, "The people of South Africa want action, they want solutions, and they want government to work for them." End of quote. This is exactly the President's attitude as he goes about his work day and night. And this is the stance this is his stance as he mobilizes all of government, civil society, and our international partners to ensure that in this year we address the following challenges: load shedding, unemployment, poverty and rising cost of living, and lastly, crime and corruption. This context is important as we look back over the past few days. Throughout this week, the President has attended to his duties while treating a common cold. You may recall the President's discomfort was visible during his public appearances as part of the state visit by His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni of the Republic of Uganda. Among the tasks the President undertook this week was continued consultation around forthcoming changes to the National Executive. But contrary to media coverage and speculation on social platforms, there was no plan for the President to announce changes to Cabinet on Thursday, the 2nd of March. As a result, there was no postponement or cancellation of such an announcement. On Friday, the 3rd of March, President Ramaphosa honored an engagement of the Ntabanyoni Cattle Stud. This was a dinner preceding an annual auction processes, such as the swearing in of certain members of Parliament that the President needed to take account of whilst he is finalizing the formation of the executive. The President appreciates the importance of putting in place a national executive that will build on the commitments government has made for faster growth through our investment drive, economic reforms, public employment programs, and expanding infrastructure programs. Having exercised his constitutional prerogative, the President will announce the new National Executive at 7 p.m. tomorrow, Monday, the 6th of March, 2023. This will reinforce government's focus, as the President said in SONA, on those actions that will make a meaningful difference now, that will enable real progress within the next year, that will lay a foundation for a sustained recovery into the future. At this stage, I'll open the floor to questions, colleagues. Thank you. Questions? Are we done? Oh, okay. Kenny?
Kenny Mapanga, SABC News. There's some questions surrounding the President's absence in engaging the nation as well as the media as these developments continue. Could you just clarify why this briefing was addressed by you and not the President himself?
Just repeat that question again, Kenny. Please.
In this period of anxiety, members of the public were anxious and wanted to hear from the President amidst this confusion and speculation around these different appointments that they expect to happen. Just provide clarity on why we haven't heard from the President himself to date.
Okay, so I've just confirmed now that the President will announce the new National Executive tomorrow at 7 p.m. That will be Monday, the 6th of March. I think your question is unfortunately informed by the wave of speculation that has been doing the rounds. And we have a number of times clarified this matter, that A, there was never any set date for the President to announce the reconfiguration of the National Executive. There was never any deadline. This is an exercise of his prerogative. I've just stated now that he has been in consultations, and furthermore, there's been other parliamentary processes where certain members have been sworn in, and the President needed to take account of that process. So I wouldn't characterize this period as the President being absent. On Tuesday, he hosted his Ugandan counterpart. There was a brief media interaction. Thereafter, he continued with his duties. So I'm not quite sure what will inform the characterization that he's been absent. He's been at work, notwithstanding the common cold that continues to persist. And we've clarified that the cold has not in any way prevented him from fulfilling his duties, and he continues to be at work. Spamandla.
Now that we've got confirmation about the announcement tomorrow evening, do you know if President Ramaphosa has received a resignation letter from Minister
I will imagine that prior to that announcement, that resignation as a standard sort of operating measure and process, that resignation will be on the President's desk. I mean, that process has been an open process. Spamandla.
Yes, Sipamandla Koke from ENCA again. I know you do not speak on behalf of the governing African National Congress, you speak for the President, but the Secretary General of the ANC had said the issue of the reconfiguration of the executive would have been concluded by the end of February. In consultations, do you know what has taken so long? I know the President did not give the date when he intends to do that. You have confirmed now that he will do it tomorrow. But one would assume that as a deployee of the governing African National Congress, he would have been in sync with what the ANC would have wanted him to do. There was an expectation that it was going to happen by the end of February. Any indication what took so long? Is it the consultations? Bearing in mind that it's his prerogative anyway to decide when and how to do it.
Spamandla, I'm not quite certain what will have informed or what will inform the assertion that it has taken this long. If I recall very well, and I stand to be corrected, I also heard the Secretary General of the governing party saying that the President will exercise his prerogative in time and pleading with your colleagues to be patient. So I'm not quite sure which of those do you want me to respond to, but that's the statement that I also had coming from him. So again, I think it's quite unfortunate that we've had this unwarranted wave of speculation on a matter that the President was always going to conclude based on the need, the urgency, as well as his undertaking that he will do so. So we cannot comment much on speculation that has been, driven by your colleagues and driven by who knows else, except to just emphasize what the President has said and emphasize what the President has committed to. Kenny?
Sorry, Vincent, can we also clarify on the SABC board, do you intend to file papers to defend that court action that has been brought to the Constitutional Court by the Media Monitoring Africa? When can we expect that that will be finalized, and what exactly is the clarity-seeking exercise with certain candidates that have been shortlisted that you are seeking clarity on from Parliament?
Kenny, because that matter is now in court, I'm going to be restrained in how much I say and I share about it. Safe to say that there is ongoing exchange between the presidency and Parliament with respect to clarifying the issues that the President flagged as issues in need of clarification, as well as issues of concern from his part. Hopefully, we should be in a position to announce the SABC board once those matters have been clarified. With respect to the court papers, yes, the legal team is working on those court papers, and they will be filed in time.
Speaking of courts, I know last week you did touch on the Concord Direct Access matter, and you said you would sit with the President would sit with the legal team to weigh out the options. Have you decided to take the matter to the High Court? Has a decision been made by the legal team regarding how to take this matter forward?
Sure. No, the decision has not been made yet with regard to that matter, but a decision will be made in due course, and we will inform you once that decision has been made, and the necessary processes will ensue after the decision has been made. Okay, now that the date has been given, I think we're done. I think the main story is now covered. Everybody's happy. Spamandla can go to his Shisanyama, unless there's one question, but I think we can call it a day. Okay, great. Thank you very much, colleagues. Thank you.